Podcast enhance listening skills because you are exposed to variety of proficient language users and also variety of accents, intonation, and speech patterns. But why podcasts are important? What steps you have to follow before diving into or deriving the benefits, maximum benefits out of podcast? Because podcast is similar to radio broadcasting that can be listened on mobile phone or app, but there is a specific process you have to follow in order to take the greatest advantage out of podcast. I am going to share some few important podcast, but first of all you have to decide what is your level of English. Do you belong to intermediate or below intermediate or above intermediate level? First of all you have to decide your level. The second thing you have to decide is your accent. Which accent you want to adopt? Which is your favorite accent? Is it British accent or American accent or Australian accent? First you have to decide your level, then your accent. Then you have to follow the 4 steps formula. Because it's important, you just not have to listen only the podcast. You are listening the podcast for the specific purpose. Sorry to say, ignore the voices of barking of dogs. So coming back to the point, the first step you have to follow is to listen. Yes, dear audience, first step is to just listen. You don't have to worry about the understanding. Just listen, because at this step your ears are getting exposed to listening, to the speech patterns, to the speech sounds. And at this level you have to understand only the gist of the story. What is happening in the story? What is the main speaker speaking about? What is the topic of the story? 3 things. What the main speaker is speaking about, what is the topic of the story, and what is happening in the story. That's it. The second level, the second step you have to take into consideration is time consuming. Yes, you have to listen and then you have to write. You have to do your hard work because you are trying to learn a language which has become a globalized language. You are learning this language for fulfilling your dreams. So you have to take an extra mile. You have to burn your midnight oil. First you have to listen, then you have to write. If you don't understand, then you have to revise, then you have to repeat, then you have to pause and again listen the same sentence and write it down. It can take time. It is a time consuming activity, but believe me, if you do it, you will find the immediate results. Number 3 step is that now you have to listen and follow the transcript. You are listening and you are reading. 2 things. You are listening and you are reading. These 2 things, when you follow these 2 things, you will understand 100% what is being said in the story, what are the main characters, what the main speaker is saying about. Now the final step is that now you have to listen and compare your script, what you have written, with the original script. In this way you come across and you can find where I have missed, what points I have missed, and where I am wrong. You can correct yourself. This is the exact formula, this is the exact process you have to follow. Now I am going to talk about the best podcast. If you are a busy bee, you can listen a minute. This podcast is only for 1 minute, short video. It can be only for explanation of some expression. Use this a minute English podcast to enhance your English learning skills. Number two podcast very important is that BBC 6 minute English. This is amazing English. Because why it's an amazing podcast? Because it covers variety of topics and you can find the updated vocabulary, expressions, slangs, each and everything provided in that website. The third and the most important podcast is Mastering English with Fun and Ease. Because you are getting tired just by listening and just by reading. But if there are visual triggers, if you are also watching what is being said and what is being written, you get interested in that story. So follow Mastering English with Fun and Easy. It is enjoyable, it is full of fun, and it covers all the topics. For example, Erica, one episode which I have listened recently, and I get engrossed in the listening, in the visual effect of Erica's daily routine. How she gets up, how she manages her day out, how she gets all her routine in this episode. So there are visual triggers, there are transcripts written on the story, and there are also the listening skills, and your listening skills are also improved in this podcast. So follow these three podcasts and follow the process, and you will get the immediate results. You are killing one bird or two birds with one stone. Why? You are achieving multiple advantages out of these podcasts because you are enhancing your listening skills. Listening skills are crucial for your comprehension, for your conversational skills. If you want to be as successful, a confident speaker, your listening skills should also be improved. So follow these three podcasts, and I will suggest you to follow this process. If you are following this process, your listening skills will be improved, your writing skills will be improved, and you will be more proficient, and your brain will be full of knowledge with all the updated vocabulary. And when you will speak out, you will train your brain to think in English. All these things, if you can speak but can't understand, this is the best formula. If you can't understand the fast native speaker's speech, this is the best thing, because you are following the American accent, you are following the British accent, and you are doing your best level. So do your best and wait for the results, because the best results always come after the hard work. The hard work which you are doing right now will be given in the form of reward. So if you want to have reward in the form of best English, improved English, in the fulfillment of your dreams, you have to do your hard work. There is no substitute, there is no other way, there is no shortcut. So do your hard work, and give your time so that English can reward you. With this positive note, we end this video. Till the next video, stay happy, stay blessed. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.